Laura is 72 years old and was diagnosed with Alzheimer's 2 years ago. She lives with her 74-year-old husband Carl on the outskirts of Glasgow, and he is her main carer. Laura also has a mild form of COPD, which sometimes makes it hard for her to catch her breath when the weather is cold. Carl is in good health, and although Laura is not that advanced on her journey with dementia, he still finds that it has impacted on their socialising, and they see far fewer friends than they used to. Laura's daughter gave her a tablet last Christmas and had spent quite a bit of time with her, showing her how to use it, including connecting it to her new home Wi-Fi. She prefers it to her smartphone as the screen is much larger, as are the keys on the touch keypad. She has the AltScott app on it and uses it regularly to see what is going on with regard to activities in her local area. She can also access the helpline 24/7 from her tablet using Attend Anywhere, which her daughter's friend Sally showed her how to use. Sometimes late at night, she has used it to have video calls with the people at AltScott, who have reassured her when she feels confused and scared. She has also used Attend Anywhere for regular weekly therapy sessions with AltScott, where she learns mindfulness and meditation. This is covered by the direct payment she receives as part of self-directed support. At a recent session in the Dementia Resource Centre, she was shown how to use a couple of very helpful apps which help her with her breathing and managing her COPD. There are also apps that help her to remember things and track how she is coping with her dementia. All of these are in the AltScott apps library with helpful ratings and summaries of what the apps do. When she downloaded the apps, she consented to share all of her data with AltScott, as she is a very strong advocate for the research that they fund. AltScott now receives all the data that she logs on a regular basis and sends it to the Scottish Dementia Informatics platform, where it is used to populate new predictive models that are being developed and tested. One of the sections of the app that Laura noticed when she started using it was on befriending. While she loved to spend time with Carl, she also used to like chatting to her girlfriends, few of whom she saw anymore. So she signed up for the service and was delighted some weeks later to be matched with Julie, a woman 5 years younger than her, who shared many of her interests. They now go out once a week to the shops for a coffee and chat about everything and anything. This also gives Carl a chance to have some time for himself, which he enjoys. Laura recently joined a Dementia Circle group and was interested to see lots of gadgets being demonstrated. She was keen to have something that stopped her losing her mobile phone, and the leader of the session told her about a small sticker that would allow her to track it using her tablet. In fact, they showed her the Alzheimer's Scotland website, where there was a catalogue of all of these sorts of products with user reviews and ratings, and videos to show you how to use them. She could buy the tracking sticker off of the website, and it arrived 2 days later. Laura signed up on the Alzheimer's Scotland website to receive news on the latest research and was invited to take part in a clinical study, which after discussing with Carl, she decided to take part in. She was interested to see how the research was done, and it was another good opportunity to meet people in a similar situation to her. Part of the research involved tracking her performance in memory tests on her tablet. Unfortunately, when using it the other day, Laura had done something which caused it to crash, and neither her nor Carl had managed to get it working again. Luckily, she knew that she could take it to one of the regular Geek Squad sessions at her local DRC, where they answered any technology questions you had and could help you use your digital devices if you were struggling. In 5 minutes, the nice lady at the desk had got her tablet working again, and Laura was able to use it. One of the things that the Geek Squad person had suggested to her and Carl was that they try out something they called digital recipes. This involved the blending of 2 or more apps, with some very interesting results. So, for Laura, because her breathing was more difficult when the temperature dropped below 4 degrees centigrade, a recipe was created that looked at the weather forecast and alerted her if it was likely to be colder than that the next day. Laura also doesn't like the dark, So a recipe was created for her that sent her a reminder every day just before sunset so she could make sure her lights were turned on. Laura was so interested in this new idea of using apps that she agreed to help out at what the Geek Squad woman called a hackathon. Basically, a bunch of people developing helpful apps would test their ideas out on her, then develop something quickly for her to look at and comment on, and then iterate the app with her input. Occasionally, Laura still went out on her own without Carl. She had a couple of helpful apps on her phone in case she ran into trouble and couldn't get hold of Carl. The first was Purple Alert, which, as well as being used to help find people with dementia, could also be used by people like her if they felt that they were lost. There was a panic button that she could press that then connected her to the council's monitoring centre, and they knew exactly where she was from her phone signal. The second app was AR Find, which used augmented reality to help her find her way home. For example, if she pointed her phone at the large sticker on the bus shelter, it would tell her either the right bus to take to get home and when the next one was expected, or how long it would take to walk home. If she chose to walk, it would immediately take her to Google Maps with step-by-step directions for her.